What's going on, guys? Desi here. I quickly want to go over today's trading day on ES and kind of go over how we were able to catch 10 points today and also go through those longs for the end of the day. So before open, what do we have? We had this 15-minute OB right here, right? 15-minute OB. And this was off of yesterday's break of structure, right? We broke structure yesterday on the hourly or on the 15-minute, right? And then we rejected this order block. And then we actually came back into this order block earlier in the morning, and I was saying watch for a potential turtle soup because we still had bearish structure without taking out sell side. So after that, after this sweep, what was I looking for intraday is that we flipped this 15-minute gap here, and this is where we actually took our trade. I shorted a little bit early, 60 to 62 on ES. I had my stop at 68. We almost wicked it, right? We're about 3 ticks off of that stop loss, but then we eventually caught our move to the downside. And you know, if you go on the 5-minute here, it was nothing special. It was literally just that 15-minute inverse that I had my bias, right? And then once we created this 5-minute order block right here, I was like, okay, it's pretty smooth sailing. You guys could even short this order block once again, you know, as I put in the commentary today. So we caught our 10 handles, right? We took out the previous low. We're good to go there. And then I was like, we could keep shorting this OB because these aren't getting any good reactions, and we still have some more sell side lower. And let's go into the 15-minute and kind of talk about that sell side area. So we had sell side here, but it's all about the reactions off the sell side, right? Market structure is bearish at this point, so we need a 15-minute, you know, kind of, you know, accumulation, break of structure, fair value gap to actually take our longs. And then obviously after we swept these lows, we did not get that reaction, right? We got reactions, we got wicks, but we did not get no break of structure. You guys can see the structure clearly right here. So naturally, we want to go into our next area of sell side, right? So we could use this low right here. Same thing. We took our sell side, no reaction off of it, right? And then you could go lower, and you guys can see this as basically LR, right? Low resistance liquidity run, and the bottom of it would be our low to use for sell side, which is also the Tuesday low. So this is a previous day low, or previous session low, right? So once again, it's all about the reactions off of these sell side sweeps. However, here, note on the 15-minute, what do we get? We got accumulation, right? We got accumulation here. We got our sweep again right here, which was the manipulation leg, and then we started distributing to the upside. Now, keep in mind, at this point where we took out this area of sell side, you want to, for you to go short, we'll need to break structure again to the downside. So we'll need to, you know, have a displacement move under this structure, under that sell side sweep. You don't want to you know, sell or short the sell side sweep, especially when we haven't broke any structure. Instead, what do we get? We got a break of structure to the upside, right? So we got a break of structure to the upside, fair value gap, right? And you know, this is a pretty good, you know, we obviously got that first touch into it and we moved higher, but after we kind of came down from here, you guys could see on the 15-minute we left some equal highs, right? So this would be the target for the end of, you know, day on ES right here, because we left some equal highs. And this is why it's so important. I was telling you guys, wait for a 15-minute structure shift. I'm telling you guys, do not long any 1 to 5 minute fair value gaps here. There's no shift in structure. However, we finally did get that structure shift towards the end of the day, and you guys can see ES completely ran its highs. So this would be, you know, your take profit one, and most likely everyone will be out by then because it's getting pretty late into the day. But we did end up taking out that 530 high that we made. So we took out these highs right here, right? Look how clean this looks on the 15-minute chart, right? And this is why I was telling you guys, wait for the 15, wait for the 15, wait for the 15. If you go to NQ real quick, I believe it bounced off a 15-minute breaker, which it did, right? This is a 15-minute breaker towards the end of the day. But same kind of idea on NQ. NQ is a little weaker, so you really want to be looking at ES for this long. But we basically had that FEG here. Kind of the same idea with ES, where we left these equal highs, relative equal highs on NQ, equal highs on ES. And that's where we, you know, took out our area of liquidity. Going back on ES, this was the structure shift, right? Down here, this is accumulation. You only want to short if we displace under sell side, right? That's the main thing. You guys can see here, right? We had a sell side sweep. I'm not looking to short again, only on a break of structure. And we obviously got some break of structure down here, which allowed you to short even lower. Now, okay, it's basically like a pit stop, right? Oh, now we're at the next area of sell side. Let's see how we react here. Got no break a structure, no displacement under that sell side area, and then we got displacement back up. And now you could take, if you don't want to play against a trend, and it's not even really playing against a trend, because especially after this move, it was a very clear market structure shift. Here it could be a little bit sketchy, yeah, I agree, but here it was very, very clean. Move back up because we did not displace under those lows that we made. Displacement under here, we would have probably taken out some external liquidity down here somewhere, but we didn't. And now if you look at the structure as a whole like this, it's very simple. Liquidity sweep, break a structure to upside, right? And this, I was like, let's just get one trade in, and that's pretty much all I wanted. Like I said earlier, it was this inverse gap. We did not get stopped out. We caught a really nice 10 handle trade on that, and that was pretty much it for ES on that trade. So reversals, right? You want to play the 15-minute chart. Other than that, you could get away with the 1 and 5 when you're playing the continuation of a trend, but just make sure we are looking to move higher. And I feel like a lot of people probably what they did is shorted this inverse gap here, this inversion gap right here, and this works, right, for a scalp, right? You guys can see that it worked. And let's say, okay, you're watching price action, you see this flips inverse, you think we're going to go lower, and we tap back into the inverse, and you get your entry around 51. We'll use that previous low as your sell side, so this would be your take profit 1, also 5 handle, the rest of the stops would be at break even. So this works for 5 handles if you are looking for that trade on that inversion gap right here. And this is actually the one where I put in the commentary, I was like, okay, take this inversion gap, right? This inversion gap's valid, but make sure, I put in an alert. I was like, if you guys took this, I'm not taking it, but I'll put it out there in case you guys haven't taken a trade yet. I would make sure to trim and put stops at break even after this low had gotten swept. And as you guys can see, right, we've been moving down the whole time, and then we started, kind of pushing higher here. So this was a good kind of, especially after seeing that, we swept this previous low. Now we're making higher, and then we are pushing into this area right here. We left equal highs behind, and this is a pretty solid setup. I would have longed this if I didn't already take a trade, but we're already up really nice on the day, so I didn't really pay attention much to it. But that's pretty much the structure on ES on the 15-minute chart that could have taken you to those longs. And like I said, it's okay if you miss this move up. It's pretty late into the day. I don't expect you guys to trade this late into the day, but I wanted to explain the thought process behind the shorts in the morning, and it was just this gap right here off of this sweep of this order block, previous wick in this order block. So that's the recap for today's price action. If you guys, I'll post on YouTube too or Twitter. Yes, we did take those shorts. Like I said, the P&L was posted in an earlier screenshot on Twitter. So I hope this helps. Some education for you guys on how to play reversals. Like I said, 15-minute is key. That's what works for me. That's what I back tested if you want to play reversal within intraday movement. So with that being said, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.